Let's go.
Hey, boom. Well, welcome to that very first podcast of the French Throwdown, edition 2026. I'm very happy to host my first guest. Okay, Jelle, really nice to see you again.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
It's my pleasure. First thing first, because I've been receiving some very legit criticism over the years. How are we supposed to pronounce your first name?
Like how my mom says it, it's Jelle. We explained the last LE, Jelle. But how the French say it is Jelle. And
Yeah.
the Spanish say Jelle. So, and then the Americans say jelly. So,
Oh.
but my
Of
mom
course,
calls me Jelle.
Yalla, I'll try to keep it this way. Okay,
Okay.
it's Arabic the way I said it, but never mind, never mind. I will figure this out. Okay. Uh, Thank you really for finding the time. I'm pretty sure that you must be pretty busy. I just wanted to take this opportunity to try to discuss about your background, how you started training, because I think you didn't start with CrossFit. Okay, so
No.
what's your story basically?
So the first sport I took serious is judo. Before that, I played around a bit with soccer, with running, also like fitness, musculation, like you would call it in French. But it's all for judo. I did it.
Okay.
So
How many
yeah,
years did you train?
judo I did. I started late for judo, and I did it 12 to 13 years, from my 10 years old to my 21, 22.
Okay. And you've been competing also in judo as well?
Yeah, nationally, internationally. Yeah, I was a few times Belgium champ, but then international got way harder. Yeah.
What was your weight class when you were competing in judo?
uh, I competed most in the under 90s. Last 2 years, then I went to 100 kilos, but I basically weighed the same. I just was tired of the weight cuts. And yeah, but to be a good under hundreds, I need to gain a lot of weight, because like the proper 100 kilo judokas, they weigh 105, 106, and they cut down. So yeah, I it was hard to stay under the 90s, but I got a lot more kilos to gain to be a good under 100 kilo guy.
That makes sense. I think a lot of, or at least in Europe, uh, some old school CrossFit athletes they had like a judo background. Like Christophe Bénard, one of the very best we had, he came from judo. Lassi Kovac, also from back in the day, one of the very first European that went to the games. He had a
Okay.
background in judo as well. Um, did you use or what did you get in judo that is still useful today in CrossFit?
I think judo is such a good base to have as a kid. First, it prepares you very good in an athletic way, makes you a good athlete. You can bend and create force in every direction, but also mentally, like to learn judo, it's such a hard sport. You have to learn first how to fall. You also, before you can actually throw people and do the fun stuff, you need to be smacked down yourself a lot against the mat. But when you're young, it's fun, and it's you learn it in a fun way, in like with games. But when you're getting older, I think it's a hard sport to learn, because you are a little bit more scared. It's harder when you fall, and so yeah, starting early and having that as a background is huge. Also, like now, compared to CrossFit, it's also a little bit the same, let's say, energy systems you use, because a competition, a match, you do several matches a day, and a match is like 10 minutes ish, where you start, stop, you go very intense, you have a little bit of pause. So it's yeah, also mentally, you
Yeah,
have to follow the partner, or if you don't follow him, it's done. So there is no time to think about other things. You, yeah, It's not like in CrossFit where if you say, oh, I went too fast in the first round, the second round I will do a little bit easier. It's not possible. You either follow the rhythm or you get smacked.
I got a second question for you because I think once on Instagram I saw that André, okay, somebody you must be pretty close to. I think you gave him like one of your Judo vests. So my only question behind that is that which size did you give him? Because I want to understand how big he got. Because when I first met him, he was not skinny but like smaller, and I want to know if he had like the gear of the 100 kg plus.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's my gi. That's my
okay,
old gi I gave to him. So Andre, I don't know if he's still very playing with the idea of doing jiu-jitsu or not, because but a while ago when I gave him to him, he was like he wanted to learn jiu-jitsu. He was like in his protect and provide era a little bit. So he was very fit, but he had like the feeling I don't really master like martial arts. So he wanted to learn something, and one of it was Brazilian jiu-jitsu. And then when he started playing with ID, we just scheduled a training camp, and I brought my gi as a gift so he could start and see if it's something for him, because it's quite expensive. And if you don't like it after 3 trainings, then yeah, then it's wasted money. So I gave it to him, and yeah, it was funny. He showed up in his first Brazilian jiu-jitsu lesson, and everybody was scared of him because he had like a judo gi of a national of somebody a national team of Belgium, and they thought, oh, what the fuck. So yeah, that was funny.
yeah, I have a few T-shirts of games athletes, but do not have the fitness. So you really move from scary to
Yeah,
ridiculous, big of an eye, but in a funny way. That's funny.
that's what you said.
Um, so judo is your background, and then so you've been competing or training for let's say 12, 13 years. So when did you meet CrossFit, functional training, and what was the switch okay for you?
um, well, like I said, I was a little bit maxed out nationally. Like I was in the national team for 2 3 years, and I wanted to go like international. Wanted to also be top of Europe, but the step was very big, and also the period I wanted to take that step, it didn't make sense to have all the sacrifices anymore, because then I was 22 years old. I started working. My wife wanted to buy a house to live together, and then it's like it's not like CrossFit where you go to a class, you do 1 hour class, you go back home, and in 2 hours you trained. No, it's like you have to find the best judokas in the country every evening of the week, where you travel 1 hour to 2 hours, then you fight 2 hours, then you go 2 hours back. So every evening you were 5 hours away, and then yeah, your wife then asked like, why should we live together? If you train before work, you go to work, and in the evening you're gone for 5 hours, and on Sunday you're smoked, you're dead on rest day, and then I don't have anything with you anyway. So then I started thinking, if I wanted to be better, like the sacrifices need to be more. Is it really worth it? Because I don't gain anything from this. You need to be like Olympic Games level athlete to earn the minimum, which is very low in judo. So yeah, I realized like it will be very hard, and for what, if you sacrifice time with your family and like future. So after at the moment it was a tough decision because you invested so much time of your life in it, but now afterwards it makes sense
Yeah,
to
to have the
stop this. And then CrossFit came at the right time, directly gave me another goal, and yeah, from the one goal to the other goal, being a competitor, it doesn't matter what you do, you want to
so,
be
so
the best, as good as possible. And
yeah,
yeah,
so competition or competing is your main motivation. Like when you train, like if you want to enjoy, you need to have to be able to compete in one shape or form. You think?
yeah,
And
for
that's
me,
not
yeah, I
bad.
think I'm not, especially when you're younger, like you want to set goals, and when you're 20 years old, your goal is not to train to be healthy for the rest of your life. Like, you don't care. You just want to go like ass to the grass, pedal to the metal. You want to go. So that's where competition comes in. Like, you find your limits, you surpass your limits, you find weaknesses, you work on it. And yeah, I think it's to stay motivated, it's important to have goals. Like, if you just train around, like, and you don't really have, maybe when I'm 50 or 60 years, then the goal is just to stay healthy and to be able to play with my kids. But for now, it would be a silly goal where I am right now.
That makes a lot of sense. So what was your first exposure to CrossFit in terms of, let's say, your first CrossFit workout? When did it happen? Was it in a CrossFit affiliate? Was it with friends? A little bit random. What's the story?
The very first CrossFit, I tried a class with my judo group, actually, because we did a kind of team building with all the guys of the judo. And then there was a gym. I think then it was 1 hour away from where I lived, so there was not many gyms. I think it's 15 or 16 years ago. So we went there and we had like 1 hour PVC snatch drills, and the guy wanted to learn how to snatch in a cold gym. And it was so boring. I said, CrossFit is so boring. I never want to do this in my life again. We were all like 16, 17 years old, like driven people. And then he gave us like, we saw like the tires and the ropes and the gymnastic rig and the barbells, and we got the PVC, and we were like, fuck, this is so boring. And then I didn't touch CrossFit for another 4 or 5 years. And then a gym opened up here in Kortrijk, which is 10 minutes for me. And there I gave it another shot. And then it was a different coach who pushed me a lot, Manu, where I did my first French Throwdown with. And yeah, there I got the spark. Like, he pushed me in a way where I directly got humbled at the first place, because I thought I was very fit. I was national team judoka, but still, I was, yeah, pretty cooked after the first session, and that triggered me to come back and to become better.
Cool. So how long have you been training with Manu in that affiliate? How many years?
Basically, I started there and I stayed there until now. Last year, he stopped with the affiliate, so I was training there since 2017 till 2024. So yeah, 7 years, seven,
And,
8 years,
okay, and how much time did you did you dedicate to training on an average every week?
all the time. When I was not at work, I was always there. So it became
And,
like a second home.
and what's your job?
Before, when I
Before
started there, I was IT consultant, so l'informatique, and then I built it down gradually, my hours, to, because I felt I was not limited anymore by my technique or like anything. It was really the time I had to invest, that wasn't there. I didn't have time for meal preps. I only slept like 6, 7 hours to be able to train in the morning, in the evening, go to work. Like, also, you have a house, the laundry, like, it's all stupid things, but they all require time. And there, it was a huge relief to have an extra day in the week where you didn't have to work and you could catch up with stuff. So there, I had much more balance in my life. Um,
and I've seen like once again it's in your social media, like we can track, I think about 2022 when we
mhm.
see what you built in your
Yeah,
home. Yeah, that's super cool. That's enough money, like to have a little pen cave, like to work out.
yeah, true. I started here where I'm at now. That was like a raw attic where bought the first barbell, and then I got a rower for my birthday, and then I installed a pull-up bar, and then I started training double sessions here. But then my wife was sleeping like just below this, so she was not so happy to at 6 o'clock to hear barbells drop and to hear rowers. So then I started playing with the idea to have a home gym in the backyard, which is separated a little bit from the home. And also with the idea, like, I like this sport so much, I will train for the rest of my life. If we once have kids and they are in bed and I cannot go to the gym, I can still get a workout in here and keep an eye on them. So with that idea, we started building a home gym, and a lot of people said, like, so much money, and wouldn't you better build like a pool house with a pool with all that money? And it's like, first thing, Belgian weather is shit. How much time do you actually sit in a pool house? And now I'm like 5 days a week. I'm in the home gym, so I'm so grateful for the decision and that we managed to put it all together.
Yeah, I think what you just said before is really smart. I mean, like, I think when you start training, like, okay, technique is important. Okay, volume may be important at some point when you want to get ready and to adapt, like, to get more adaptations. But also, like, the quality of the recovery, the rest. Every time you shave like 10, 20 minutes of just driving the car, coming back, stuff like that, it's
Mm-hmm.
more food. And yeah, it sounds very convenient. And I think it's a bit of a Belgian thing, because even like one of the very famous athletes from Belgium, like Manon, okay, Manon Angonese.
Mm-hmm.
I think she likes it rough. Also, like, she has like a garage where she gave a few classes and trains a lot. And I think especially for individual athletes, when
Mm-hmm.
you have like the mindset and the dedication, is very often something that can work pretty well. Like,
Yeah, I think Manon was locked in a little bit earlier than me. She is also more the she. I how would you say it? She has like more balls. She was like, I am going to do this and I'm going to make it work. And I was still like, I can do this with a job. And then now with the level of competitions I aim for, it gets hard. And then with 1 day less in a week, okay, it's possible again. And then, yeah, but in order to do better, I need to do this, this, this. And then when I see I have not enough time, like really not enough time, not because you think, oh, I need to chill more, no, because I really like maximized everything, then I try to shave off time to invest it elsewhere. So it was more gradually than Mono, I think, but now we're pretty much in the same place, same setup, good setup. It takes time to build, but I like it this way because you also appreciate, like, oh, now I can train outside. Now I have a new machine. Now I have this. Now I have this. Now I have a sauna. Now, so yeah.
yeah, so you're so pretty happy. What kind of music do you listen to, like when you work out? Because I've been told that you're a bit of a techno music enthusiast. Is
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Who has told you this?
Yeah, I don't know if I should show that, but this one over there.
That was too fast.
Yeah, but she loves to be anonymous, so that's the reason why.
Okay.
Like, but I've been
Yeah,
told,
I
like,
like some crazy hard music, like techno, hardstyle, even hardcore. Even a genre is called Frenchcore, but I'm not sure if it really comes from France. But it's very hard. But also, I only listen to it when I have very hard sessions, and the moment I'm done, the music has to stop, and then I listen to chill music, commercial music, whatever. But when it's game time, like the harder the better.
cool. That implies that you're gonna have to send me like let's say a playlist on Spotify or something, so I can get a little bit of education. I,
Careful what you ask for.
I want everything. Like, I got some friends from Iceland. They've been sending me some
That,
Icelandic gangster rap, anything. So I really would like to to
yeah,
know what you're listening to, and I will put
I
it in my.
I put the music on in the car with Victor. And he was like, "What the hell is this?"
But that's good for him. It's called education. Like, it can only be a good thing. That's cool.
You know
And
it exists, and you know what you like, and maybe you don't like. So,
I'll be waiting for you by DM. Okay, I'm telling you straight away.
okay.
So you mentioned that you went to your first French Throwdown with Manu, okay, and my goal is not to go too far about your adventure at the French in 2026. I think like time will tell, and hopefully you're going to experience great stuff. But what was your, I would say, your best memory at the French sport wise? You know, like did you have
Hmm.
anything that stands out?
I mean, it's maybe a weird memory, but at the French, that was like always the little bit the highlight of my season because I did like smaller local comps, and then we went to France to do like a big comp. That was like the first competition that had like two, three, four floors and massive, and also the biggest athletes in Europe. And for me, that was like a step up for where I was at the moment. And I think in 2000, is it 19 or 18 or 19, where I first tried RX, but then they had similar workouts as the Elite. And then there was a GHD double under workout where I went so hard, and I think I won the workout. And then I compared the scores because it was the same workout. And then I also almost beat all the elite athletes. And then I thought, oh, okay, maybe they are. I'm still not there, but maybe it's not impossible. Like the step is not so big. So I was, of course, trying to win like the RX division, but also I was comparing like, okay, next year, that's my goal. I want to be there. So there was like a nice progression in the French of doing teams to get some competition experience, and then trying individual to see what it is, and then trying like the elite category just to qualify to see. And it's just nice to feel the progression in the same environment. Not that you have to do something there and completely different and another. So it stays like the same competition, but you could like compete at new levels. So that was very good. But memory wise, I have to
Well, I
think.
think if you survive GHD Annie, that's already a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
because like this one was a destroyer, and that's true that David, who is in charge of the programming, very often we try to keep like Eric's and Elite Division pretty close. Most of the time, just by adjusting the volume, maybe
Hmm.
adding one or two workouts for really the elite, and then even that like started to change a little bit over time, especially when we became semi-final, where the programming has to shrink
Yeah.
uh, a little bit and to test different things. But that's cool, and I'm glad that you mentioned that you've been able to experience like a smooth progression, because we've always we've been pretty proud over the years, like to have some people that went at the French, had a good experience, and then kind of like
Hmm.
load and then went to the game. So every time like we see those kind of journey, we are more than happy. Even like Manu,
Yeah.
like she did the first French she did, she was in the scale division. Okay,
Yeah.
and she was already in the mindset of I'm gonna come back.
Yeah.
And
That's nice. That's
really,
nice.
please do.
Because a lot of competitions, they are like either like very massive and like all for skilled athletes, or they are like more aiming for elites. And that's, I think it's a unique place where you have all of them still, which I like. Yeah. And also like then in the end, like 24, then from comparing yourself to the elites in RX, like to pushing games ticket on the floor, there is, yeah, it's a lot of good memories. I think almost forgot, but like Lyon was a crazy memory. Like I think one of the craziest semifinals we had in Europe ever. Like from spectators, from energy, from things happening.
Yeah, I really think that Lyon was a very yeah, I think it was cool because I don't know, maybe the way the season was organized, and also like just chance, but a lot of countries also where I've been able to have like one or two athletes going into the game. So you had like the
Hmm.
German, they were happy, like people from Belgium, they were happy. Um, but French people also. So I think like 2024 was a great year, but hopefully 2026 is going to be even better. And we're about to see that in a few days. Okay. And Jelle, I promised like the interview was going to be short. I'm already like 5 minutes over my timeline, which is pretty. I would say it's a normal day in my life. If I'm
French life.
but really, thank you for finding the time. Okay, and
Pleasure.
I know that we are going to meet again very very soon. Okay, I can only wait to hear from you about the hardcore music, and be sure that I'm going to be one of your supporters. Okay, when you're going to be on the dance floor. Okay, 100% sure.
Perfect.
See you there. Have a great day.